Yumbi ma'am. Hello, Yumbi ma'am.
Yes, yes.
Can we start now, ma'am?
Start.
उमा थोड़ा सा वेट करो, थोड़ा सा. Uma,
Yes, ma'am.
start now.
Okay, okay, ma'am. Hello. Okay, we will start today's webinar. A very good morning to everyone. My name is Ms. Neelam Kumar, Scientific Officer in Arunachal Pradesh State Council for Science and Technology. So I, on behalf of APSCS&T, welcomes you all. So let me give a brief background of today's program. Government of India is celebrating a year-long program, Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, to pay homage and showcase India's achievement in the 75th year of independence. In this regard, every month, Arunachal Pradesh State Council for Science and Technology organize a webinar on a designated theme. So this month, the theme for this month is Women in Science and Technology and Science and Technology for Women. The objective to organize this webinar are to showcase the STI empowerment of women in the country, to highlight the benefit of STI to the women, to highlight the importance of inclusion of women in science toward Atmanirbhar Bharat, to highlight the significant contribution made by women in improving scientific temper in society, environment conservation, alleviating superstitions, and etc. So, in this regard, we are blessed to have here with us a very eminent scientists and speakers. Let me introduce the today's speakers with you. First, we are going to have a talk by Dr. Augustus Sutting, Principal Investigator, State Council for Science, Technology and Environment, Meghalaya. Next. In place of Dr. Augustus Sutting, Dr. Seung Lang Khong will be presenting the presentation, followed by Dr. Irfana Begum, Project Officer, EduSet, Vigyan Prasar, New Delhi. Next, we will have a talk from Dr. N. Jyotsna, Program Coordinator, Krishi Vigyan Kendra, Senapati, Manipur. Last but not the least, we will have a presentation from Dr. Silavati Monglai, President of Khunta Now Welfare Society of Namsai, Arunachal Pradesh. So we will have a welcome address by Ms. Yombi Yongam, Scientific Officer, Arunachal Pradesh State Council for Science and Technology. Ma'am.
Yes.
Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Good morning. A warm welcome to one and all. I am Yumbi Yongam, Scientific Officer at Arunachal Pradesh State Council for Science and Technology. I welcome you all to this esteemed assemblies of Vigyan Utsav. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome our guest, Dr. Debapriya Datta, Advisor, Department of Science and Technology, Government of India, Dr. Reshmi Sharma, Scientist F at Department of Science and Technology, Government of India, Dr. Ravikant Prajapati, Scientist B at Department of Science and Technology, Government of India. I would also like to welcome Sri Pangulombi, Dr. Pangulombi sir, Deputy Director at Arunachal Pradesh State Council for Science and Technology, and Sri Babang Appo, Joint Director at Arunachal Pradesh State Council for Science and Technology. I also take this opportunity to welcome our eminent speakers of the day, Dr. Irfana Begum, Project Officer, EduSet at Vigyan Prasad, New Delhi, Dr. N. Jyotsna, Program Coordinator at Krisi Vigyan Kendra, Senapati, Manipur, and Dr. Sangen Liang Konstai, State Council of Science, Technology and Environment, Meghalaya. We also have with us the representative from the NGO that was one of the beneficiaries of our project on sanitary napkin production, Dr. Silavati Monglai, President, Khuntana Welfare Society, Namsai. I would also like to extend my welcome to all the state science and technology councils across the country, NGOs, my colleagues, and everyone who have joined us through Zoom Meet and through our YouTube live channel. As we all are aware that as part of India celebrating 75th years of independence, that is Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, Department of Science and Technology, Government of India through State Science and Technology Councils is showcasing country's science, technology and innovation ecosystem and its contribution towards Atmanirbhar Bharat through month-wise identified themes via a long-year program, Vigyan Utsav, that is the Festival of Science. This month's theme is Women in S&T and S&T for Women. As this marks the celebration of International Women's Day. When we speak of women in science and technology, women accounts for about 43% of the total graduates in science, engineering, technology, and maths. But only 14% of them ends up as scientists, engineers, and technologists in various research and developmental institutes and universities. Although women scientists world over have been in the forefront of many groundbreaking researches across the globe, but women scientists are still underrepresented, which can be gauged from the fact that with over 900 Nobel Prizes being awarded between 1901 and 2021, only 58 of them had gone to women, that too mostly in the field of peace and literature. For full inclusion of women in S&T endeavors and ensuring many leadership positions for them is essential if we want to unlock the potential of half of the population. Science and technology of all nations can be strengthened with the greater participation of women. But what we need to understand and keep into account is the multiple role women has to play and provide suitable support system. So that the women working force is kept intact, and also to help them retain their jobs post their entry and break the gender biasness which is predominant in this field. Women in science and technology is no longer just an option. It is a necessity. The world today needs science and technology, and science and technology needs women for rapid economic development and sustainable happiness. So with this, I once again welcome you all. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Now, a video set by DST will be played. I request the technician to kindly play the video.
When we empower the women in family, we empower the entire household. When we help with the women's education, we ensure that the entire family is educated.
The world needs science, and science needs women. Women today have made substantial advances in science. Women are now changing the world through their discoveries and proving to be a role model for the younger generations. In history, many impact-making research by women have transformed the present-day world that we live in. From the discovery of the DNA to the discovery of a comet, from exploring the depths of ocean to flying in space, the accomplishments of women are unparalleled. Despite this, we still need a world where women are encouraged to do science, where women are provided adequate support to balance research and motherhood and judge them purely on the merit and impact of their work. Department of Science and Technology, through its network of S&T councils, is celebrating Vigyan Utsav with the theme Women in Science and Science for Women in the month of March. The program intends to showcase the STI empowerment of women in the country, making them the key drivers of strengthening the STI ecosystem in the country. Let's honor the scientific legacy of women by committing to encourage young women to pursue a career in science.
Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, yes, you are audible.
Okay. So now I invite Ir Bamang Apo, Joint Director APSCS&T, for the introductory remark and presentation on success stories of Arunachal Pradesh State Council for Science and Technology on women empowerment. Sir, over to you. Sir, your screen is visible, but your voice is inaudible, sir.
उसको म्यूट कर दो. Now, am I audible?
Yes, sir, loud and clear, sir.
इसका सिस्टम है, इसको म्यूट कर दो. Good morning, everyone. Most regard, Dr. Divyapriya Datta, Head Seat Division, DST Government of India, and Team DST Government of India, respected all the resource person of the day, and all the participants across the country. Let me go to introductory remark and the presentation on success stories of Arunachal Pradesh State Council for Science and Technology on women empowerment. So far, a lot of projects have been carried out in the council regarding women empowerment. Out of that, we have selected 6 projects where the project had been successful. So I'm going to showcase the same. So the following slides showcase, we are going to show the various development which we have done in the field of women empowerment. So number 1, the project is sanitary napkin production and training for self-sustainability for rural tribal women of Arunachal Pradesh. The project was implemented by APSCS&T Council for Science and Technology in collaboration with Prayansi Educational, Cultural and Social Society, Bhopal, Madhya Pradesh. Under the project, a local NGO self-help group was selected respectively from each selected districts of the state. The main objectives of the project was to create awareness on menstrual hygiene management and to tackle gender inequalities through rural women empowerment by training them in production and marketing of low-cost sanitary napkins. So the interventions here is imparting training on the production of low-cost sanitary napkins, setting up of production unit equipped with handmade low-cost machines, training on marketing strategies, demystifying myths, taboos, stigma, and misconception associated with the menstruation. Empowerment generation along with skill upgradation. Awareness program on menstrual hygiene. Achievements here is the project was selected for the 5 numbers of districts: East Siang District, West Siang District, Phapom Phare, Namsai, and Tawang. A total 5 awareness workshops was organized to create awareness among women and adolescent girls on the importance of menstruation, maintaining menstrual hygiene, and overcoming discomfort in discussing about menstruation. Training workshops on sanitary napkin making were organized at Kimin, Phapom Phare District, Namsai District, and Tawang districts. The training was provided to the selected self-help group and NGOs of the respective districts. 10 members of the respective selected self-help group and NGO were direct beneficiaries of training workshop. At Kimin and Namsai, the training was conducted using handmade machines, and the self-help group NGOs was provided with 10 handmade sanitary napkins making machines, to sealing machines, 2 numbers of sealing machines, 1 number of sterilizer, and all the raw materials, absorbent cotton, tissues roll, surgical cotton, etc. required for napkin sanitary napkin making respectively. And workshop has been conducted, and these are the few pictures which has been captured, and you can see that awareness program on importance of menstrual sanitation and its impact on health of women that was conducted in the Yomcha of West Sieng district. These are the photographs you can see. And this is the Flash Rayang East Sieng district, another event which took place. Awareness on personal hygiene and community sanitation. And this is in the another location, Namsai district. And this is event being conducted in Tawang district. Kimin Phapomphaya district, Namsai district, workshop being conducted in various areas. So let me point out the output of the project. So here, livelihood economic benefits. Here the NGOs at Namsai has now started their own local brand called UNI. The Deputy Commissioner of the district has linked with the NGO to the Health and Family Welfare Department in the district, and for which the NGO is now supplying sanitary napkins to the hospitals in the districts. So this is a great achievement so far. And in the social benefits, the trained NGO Kunta Now Welfare Society, Namsai, took on the work forward in creating awareness on menstruation and the importance of menstruation, hygiene management, and providing training at various villages in and around Namsai, and also set up a production unit with the help of local MLA and the Deputy Commissioner of the district. So number 2 project is development of Science and Technology Model Village in Arunachal Pradesh. Here the objectives are development of APSCS&T model villages in different agro-climatic zones and social setups. Integration of technology available with different institutions in the development of model villages. Partnership with the civil societies as facilitator to connect knowledge with the local community. The project areas are, as mentioned, in the 3 locations. Training workshop was conducted in various modes. It's virtual training on integrated fish farming, virtual training on biomass geyser, virtual training on briquette making. Work accomplished at village level are, agriculture and horticulture. Here you can see that we have set up this community facility center where the food processings, cookies, pickles, jejuve pickles, mango and bamboo shoot were preferred and give training to the women's paternity. And here the mushroom hut has been constructed, and mushroom cultivation, mushroom culture, the training has been provided to the women. And then the biofarm, we have the fisheries where fish pond has been constructed. You can see the picture, right? And the guaitry and the poultry. At the first time, we have tried 10 to 15 numbers of those and 10 to 20 number of chicks. And the third project is the integrated technological farming system in hilly areas for sustainable development in Arunachal Pradesh. The proposed project aimed at sustainable development of selected, namely Nampong village under Fiong Circle, Namsai district of Arunachal Pradesh, toward developing an extension center through technological interventions. The project aims at addressing the following problems of the project area. Number 1, poor institutional support and skill. Number 2, poor soil and water management. Number 3, degradation of forest. Number 4, lack of appropriate technology and market tie. The project is funded by SID Division, Department of Science and Technology, Government of India, amounting to 117.392 lakhs. And the objectives of this project is to demonstrate technological interventions in sustainable development of hill area to achieve the primary objectives. Following site-specific objectives are addressed through the project. Number one, enhancement of agricultural productivity and income through technological intervention. Number two, promotion of organic farming in the study area. Number three, upgradation and the modernization of agricultural tools and implements for the farmers of above mentioned villages. And number four, demonstration and development of modern techniques of soil and water conservation in study area. So number four project is setting up a Rural Appropriate Technology Demonstration Center, AFE. The Rural Appropriate Technology Demonstration Center is being set up at Kimin, Papumprai district of Arunachal Pradesh, with aim to impart skill training and provide economic sustainability to the rural population of the state. The prospects will involve training for farmers, entrepreneurs, and women of the state on different aspects of entrepreneurial skills using S&T interventions. Objectives. The main aim is to impart skill training and providing economic sustainability to the rural population of the state, especially women. To make S&T accessible to the rural population and impart training to villagers using trained manpower. To provide applicable, cost-effective, profitable, and sustainable technologies to the rural population. To help the rural population initiate income and create a sustainable livelihood. And number five, project number five is collaborative program on science and technology communication for entrepreneurship development among the tribal women of Arunachal Pradesh and Assam. So here in this project, we have covered two states, Arunachal Pradesh and Assam. The proposed program focuses on augmentation training, traditional knowledge of tribal women through appropriate adaptation of scientific approaches and technological application to produce value-added products and develop entrepreneurial skills among them. It targeted for tribal women of Assam and Arunachal Pradesh. Objectives of the project is to create awareness among the tribal women on entrepreneurship and application of science and technology in entrepreneurial venture. To capacity building of tribal women on entrepreneurship and application of science and technology in entrepreneurial venture. And the project number 6, the last one, is promotion of sustainable livelihood for rural women in Arunachal Pradesh through training and value addition of traditional foods. The objectives are as follows. To identify crop and traditional food who have the potential of improving economy of local population through value addition. To train the women and local population on various avenues of value addition. To provide economic sustainability and entrepreneurial avenues to local population. Location being covered in under this project is 2 districts identified for the training here in West Siang, West coming of Arunachal Pradesh, and the crops identified for the providing additional are as follows. Here, nursery development. Here, different approach of nursery development was being introduced, and actually to conservation, important cultivation, well-edible flora was being conducted. And food processing, preservation, and value addition of different food products covering vegetative products for non-cultivated sources, agricultural field sources, homestead agroforestry sources, animal-based food products from fisheries and piggery was done. And the herbal dyeing focus was on the improvisation and revival of traditional herbal dyeing practices. Here we have covered 6 numbers of villages in Assam and 6 numbers of villages in different locations in Arunachal Pradesh. So here the food products being trained are as follows. Pineapples, organic jams, banana chips, ethyl organic gems, and falsus fermented. So the training program were provided to the women entrepreneurs on different aspects of value addition to the crops and the traditional foods. Hands-on training program on jam making and banana chips making were imparted to the groups of women. The output of the project was providing value addition to the mountain crops and traditional food through scientific interventions. Future work will be include providing marketing expertise in this area. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Now we will play a video on success stories of sanitary napkin production in Namsai district of Arunachal Pradesh. So I request my friend to help to play the video. Hello, ma'am. Am I audible now, ma'am? Hello? Hello? Yumbi, ma'am?
No, you are not audible.
Ma'am, now is my voice clear, ma'am?
Yeah.
Okay. So, a video on the success stories of sanitary napkin production in Namsai district of Arunachal Pradesh will play now.
Good morning, it's Dr. Silauti Monlai, the President of Kuntang Welfare Society. This is our sanitary napkin production unit that is being run by us. Way back in 2018, Kuntang Welfare Society, in collaboration with State Council for Science and Technology, Department of Science and Technology, Government of Arunachal Pradesh, organized an awareness workshop on menstruation hygiene and management and training on sanitary napkin production at Namsai Meditate from 4th October to 13th October 2018. In fact, we are very indebted to the Director, Department of Science and Technology, Chaudhanya Mangyak sir. Ever since then, this NGO has not looked back, and we have tried to improvise our production in terms of more napkins so that we can circulate it to the local markets and in and around the other districts of the states of Arunachal Pradesh. Happy with our work. We must also thank our local MLA, Chau Jingnu Namchum, who has sanctioned a mechanized unit for sanitary napkin production that is being run by us presently from his MLA-led fund. How it looks like the final end product of our sanitary pad. It is labeled on the UNI. It is biodegradable and safe from chemical-based ingredients. That's why we are very proud. In fact, we are very proud to say that this is very environmental friendly, and we are compared to the commercial types of pads in the market. This is much more better and safer and more healthier. That's the reason why we circulate this. But then there are few drawbacks regarding our pads. When we go for marketing, the commercialized pads are more established and they are already flooded in the market. And last 4 years, if we see, this pad has been circulating more in the rural sectors. We are very happy that at least the rural sectors are embracing our pad for their uses, and in that case we are trying to fulfill their demand. But then to make it more better in surplus and to compete with the marketing, we will have to improvise our unit to mechanized to automatic type of machineries. It will be nice, in fact, to improvise, because work always keeps on progressing, and it will be better for our society who are dependent more for this pad, at least from our unit.
Also thank Yombi Yongam, the principal investigator for this project, along with her co-PR, Mrs. Jane Fury. They were the main support system to our participants. They have been here since the start of the program till the end of the program, and even after that, they even motivated and guided our participants all through the program.
Hello. Okay. So we will have a presentation on livelihood generation through women technology park in the state of Meghalaya by Dr. Singelang Khongsti, State Council for Science, Technology and Environment, Meghalaya. Sir.
Hello.
Hello, sir. Yes.
Yeah. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. I'll share my screen. And first and foremost, my apology, as Dr. Sweeting came up with an urgent meeting. He has to attend to that urgently. So he deputed me on his behalf to give the presentation on the topic livelihood generation through women technology park in the state of Meghalaya. Is my presentation visible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It is visible, sir.
Okay. So, based on the topic that has been given, which is a livelihood generation through women technology park in the state of Meghalaya. So, this is a project that has been funded by SEET, Department of Science and Technology, Government of India. So the Bolmoram Technology Resource Center, Knowledge and Innovation Park, East Garo Hills, was commenced on the 15th of August 2008. and it has entered its third year of establishment. So the center operates on the concept of seeing is believing, and accordingly, it was designed as a center for green technologies like housing, water and sanitation, solar energy, smart learning, value addition, food processing, and other related technologies on a sustainable basis. Since its commencement, the center has been operated in a convergence mode by establishing in linkages with like-minded organization so as to ensure that the S&T intervention reaches the grassroots section of the Walmaram cluster villages and the Garo Hill region as a whole. So the center has now become a common facilitating center of the Walmaram cluster village, catering especially to the need of the women's folk. So as we can see that the approved objective of the project is basically centric into the livelihood. For example, creating awareness on technologies that can improve the livelihood of the household, capacity building of community to own and manage their enterprise on a sustainable manner, create platform to exchange of knowledge between community to community and community to scientists, and develop technologies that especially focus on reducing women drudgery and increasing their livelihood by enhancing their skill set. So looking at the pre-intervention baseline, we can see that the livelihood in the village is basically focused on agriculture and horticulture, which is the main livelihood activities of the cluster. Besides agriculture, we have also livestock rearing and other sources of livelihood, especially the MG and REGS programs of the state. And looking into the social and economic issues, we found that the education, health facility, road connectivity, water and sanitation, and electricity are the main social issue faced by the people. And these main economic issue in this cluster are basically due to lack of financial support, no proper transportation for the agricultural products, low productivity, low market price, and others. So that's why we have set up this technology, Balmaram Technology Resource Center, come knowledge and innovation path in Balmaram Cluster Village. As we can see that the state of Meghalaya has recorded nearly 40 to 45% of the household living in abject poverty, and lack of knowledge and information in the latest technology, and slow growth in science and technology in the region, poor market linkages and weak financial inclusion, and household sources of livelihood, be it from agriculture or allied sector or from non-farm sector, are also adequate for a sustained growth. So traditional skill and knowledge in farming are not geared to ever-growing demands of production, marketing, etc. So in addition to this problem lies the ever-growing demands for which children education, health issue, and one for a better modern world. So here we can see that few picture clips of the commencement of the Balmaram Resource Technology Park come Knowledge and Innovation Park, which was inaugurated during the Independence Day celebration. And here we can see our officer in charge and people from the office interacting with the community of the cluster villages, especially the women's folks. So in order to improve the livelihood of the women's folk and the village as a whole, so we have introduced several technology intervention.
Sir.
Yeah.
Sir, your slides are visible, but it's not moving forward, sir.
It's not moving forward.
Yes, sir.
Let me just.
Okay. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now it's working.
I think I'll present it like this. Yeah. I think there's some. Now you can see.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now it's working, sir.
Okay. So to improve the livelihood of the women's folk in the village, so we have introduced several technology And some of these technologies I'll be highlighting in this presentation. So initially, for setting up of the central facility center, we have utilized the green building technology. So here we can see the women's folk themselves are actually involved in the construction of the CFC. So looking into this matter, we see that women folk are really into into the uplifting and development of their villages. So as I mentioned earlier, that electricity is also one of the major drawbacks in the village. So what we have done is we have installed micro hydropower in the vicinity of the village, taking the source for the power in one of the stream, which is nearby from the village. So the power generated from the MHP will be utilized to run the CFC that has been established in the center. And we have also installed a solar persistent dryer in collaboration with Plus Advanced Technology and Clean Energy Access Network, and also APSCS. So this consistent solar dryer has been used by the women folks in the village to value add their product, especially ginger and fruits. So as I've already told earlier also, that education is something, especially in the modern education, is something new for these people. And in order to bring out something new, so we have installed a solar electrification and e-learning classroom within the Polmaram village, within the CFC. And this is actually to enhance the better quality education to village children and training of beneficiary in the rural villages, especially in the Bolmaram cluster area, so that people within the village areas know about these new advanced technologies, especially in the field of education. And it is good to see that the Mr. Swapnil Timbe, who's the IAS and Deputy Commissioner of East Garo Hills, actually inaugurated the classroom. So in order to improve the functional literacy school and spoken English, as we can see that in the rural area, English is something which is difficult for the local people to grasp on. So we have introduced this functional literacy school, whereby it generally focus on poor and less privileged students, for the reason that the area which we has been targeted have children who, even though they go to school, but their command over English language is quite very less. And so we have involved two regular teacher, and at present they are teaching for more than 100 children in the center. And the teacher and the coordinator actually have been sent for an orientation course in Guwahati, Assam, under the Action Age Association. So the Bolmaram cluster village is also a village which has high prevalence in mosquitoes, and the amount of people suffering from malaria in the area is also very high. Hence, we introduced these herbal medicinal plantation, especially citronella and lemongrass, within the center. So the main objective of this is to reduce the vector population, as the plant acts as a natural repellent for insect as well as mosquitoes. So there are also several capacity building training and programs that we have organized, especially for the women's folk. And one of them is the agarbatti, bamboo stick, and bamboo furniture making, which was held at Tribac, Tripura. And here we can see the women's folks actually involved in hands-on training in making of agarbatti sticks. So we also have capacity building training and entrepreneurship skill enhancement on low-cost breeding of poultry, chicken and ducks, bokashi piggery, and integrated farmings for the people of villages of Bormaram cluster village, whereby they are taught on the scientific methods of rearing their chickens and ducks, the methods of bokashi piggery and integrated farming. And it is quite good to see that that the knowledge that they have gained from the training, they have went back to the center and replicate these technologies. So we have also organized a skill training on appropriate technologies in a few of the cluster villages within the Bolmaram cluster. And the training has been held in collaboration with the Meghalaya Basin Development Authority and the State Institute for Rural Development, whereby several women's folk in the groups benefited from the training. And we also had an entrepreneurship development program on bamboo technology and bamboo craft. This was a 3-long week training programs whereby the women's folk and some youth from the Bolmaram cluster participated in the training, whereby they learned how to make bamboo utilities and craft items. So an action research in bokashi, bamboo vinegar, organic composting, and solar hatchery were also conducted in 5 cluster villages of the Bolmaram region. Here we can see that women's folk are actually involved in setting up of the bokashi piggery, in carrying out the training for the low-cost hatchery. So their active participation is really involved in these training programs. So apart from that, we also had some livestock training programs on piggery in association with Meghalaya Institute of Entrepreneurship. And the training was primarily focused on successful commercial pig rearing business and value addition of pork. So the training is basically focused for women's folk, and they really benefited from this program as certain women's folk has taken up value addition of these products. So the Bolmaram Plus area has also several women's folk that rears bees, but the way of them rearing bees are of the traditional way. So we had an awareness on apiculture in the 5 villages under Bolmaram clusters in collaboration with the Apiculture Barefoot College of Rajasthan and Soramandala, where they have an awareness programs to sensitize the people on the scientific method of bee rearing. Additionally, we had an integrated youth development program on skill training in low-cost technologies. This was also a program under the Chief Minister Youth Development Scheme, whereby the local youths and women's folk were taught how to cultivate mushroom and value additions of fruits into jams and pickle. So the technology intervention and the capacity building and training that we have conducted have resulted in certain outcomes. So in green building technologies, we found that the villagers themselves have extended the center using these green building technologies, whereby they have used local materials to construct the center. So as I mentioned earlier that we have introduced the consistent dryer. So here the people of Bolmaram cluster village, especially the women's folk, have been using it to dry the ginger and pineapple, which is one of the primary agriculture and horticulture producers in the village. And women folk in the center have started the process of value addition of these ginger and products. And the product is actually in this initial stage, but now we've seen that other products like banana chips, these jams, and pickles have also come up from the women's technology path. So adoption of agarbatti bamboo stick making technology. So the center has adopted the technologies in making of the agarbatti stick, whereby they utilize the essence that they'll extract from the lemongrass or citronella that they have grown in the center itself to make agarbatti sticks that are mosquito repellent. So bamboo furnitures and craft making. So we seen that the training that they have received from the capacity building programs on bamboo technologies. So the women folks in the center have taken up the initiative of making bamboo furnitures and craft. So this initiative will provide them self-employment and improving their livelihood. So the solar egg incubator has also been adopted within the Women Technology Park. And we can see that a lot of farmers within the cluster village are also interested in adapting the technology. And we can see that the women's entrepreneurs have come up in carrying out a small scale poultry production. And they also have adopted the Bokashi piggery, whereby they rear pigs together with generating these biocompost on which the pigs are reared, and these compost can be sold off to the market, as well as once the pigs have grown up, these has market as well. So vermicomposting has also been taken up in the Women's Technology Park, and it has been really taken up by the people in the cluster village, whereby they make compost out of these worms, and these composts that has been come up from the center itself, they use it in the experimental farm that has been established within the center itself, such as the strawberry farm that has been put up in the center, the banana farm, as well as the cardamom farms. So these manures that have been produced within the center itself has been utilized in the center itself, and if possible, they are also being sold in the local market. So local sanitary pad making machine has also been adopted in the Women's Technology Park, and this is an initiative of National Innovation Foundation Meghalaya, National Innovation Foundation and APSCS&T Meghalaya, and the training has already been imparted by APSCS&T volunteers, and recently we had an upgradation of these training programs that was held recently in Shillong, whereby these women's folk will now be able to upscale and uptake the knowledge that they have gained during training, and will start mass producing these sanitary pads. So food processing unit has also been established within the center, and this is also another initiative of the National Innovation Foundation. And the food processing unit that has been established within the center is actually a multi-purpose processing unit, whereby the same machine can be used to make juice, jams, can also used to be soaps, and can also used to be extract these essential oils from these herbal plants like the lemongrass or citronella. So the main success of this Women's Technology Park is that the center has come up with at least 15 women SSG group that has come up, which are specialized in different sectors. So some of these women group have engaged themselves in making of bamboo products, food processing products, sanitary pads, fruits, jams, pickles. So they were given the opportunity to, they were also actually given the opportunity to showcase their products and also put up for sale. So some of them had fetched good earning and improved their economic condition. And interestingly, these women group will be linked with GEMS, which is the Grower Enterprise Marketing Services for quality control and market of their products. So the intervention of the WTP in this village have paved the way for these women and empower them as such in both social and technical aspect, of which they feel recognized of their position in the society as a whole. And worth mentioning that these women are an instrument of change transformation from a place of insurgency to a learning center. So thank you very much. And I end my presentation here. So thank you for the invitation. And I think this will be, Arunachal will be closing this month, this month program on the theme Women's on Science and Women. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Do we have any queries from the audience here? Do we have any questions for Senghalai, sir? Sir, I have my own questions for you, sir.
Yes. Anything?
Sir, you have presented the green building technology in Meghalaya, sir.
Yes.
So, what type of mud you have used to build the structure, sir, or this green building technology can be implemented in anywhere in Northeast, sir?
So the mud that has been used is from the available locally only. So the much favorable mud will be the red mud. So the red mud, yeah, red mud. So there is a combination of other materials as well, like cement, lime. So these, so there is a certain proportion that they need to be mixed up. Okay. So and then introduced into a machine which we call a stabilized mud plug machine. So these are the machine that will actually make the compress the mud and make them into this mud block.
And sir, why this building is called green building, sir? Can you explain it?
So green building is one thing is that these are generally used basically using local rugs like mud, then bamboo. So yeah, so there is no introduction of like steel or iron rods. So these are basically made out of mud and bamboo. So as you have seen the construction that has been done in the Women's Technology Park, so they have been totally made out of mud and bamboo. The only thing that we have introduced that instead of thatch roof, we have put these CGI sheets. So that we have also a reason for that. But as we can say that totally it is green technologies that we are utilizing these local resources, which are actually biodegradable.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. We can have questions from audience as well if anyone have anything to ask. Yes. Okay, so thank you so much, sir, for presenting your work with us.
Thank you very much.
So we will now move to our next speaker. I welcome Dr. Irfana Begum, Project Officer, EduSet Vigyan Prasar, New Delhi. She will be presenting a talk on women in S&T and S&T for women. Hello, ma'am. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good afternoon, ma'am. It's afternoon now.
It's okay. Can you make me co-host so that I can share my screen?
Oh, ma'am, you can directly share your screen.
Okay. Yeah, are you able to see my screen?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So good afternoon, everyone. And I'll talk about the women in STEM. And STEM is a stand for science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. It's all about tomorrow, yesterday, today, and tomorrow. So I just start a little bit from history. Later on, I will come today and then tomorrow. So I'm Arfana from Vigyan Utsav and working for the science communication. And Vigyan Utsav is working for the science communication more than 30 decades. Sorry, more than 3 decades. And so we are working and we just go through this work, Women in STEM. So on your screen, you are able to see two symbols. One is about male and one is about female. So it's a just bundle of joy. Whenever we are come to know that any lady is pregnant in our family, so everyone is very happy to become to know that some young one is coming to join the family. And most of the time, whenever we are talking about the baby, most of the people of our family is talking about the boy, because most of the time we are listening in our family that maybe baby boy will come. So very rare we come to people are saying that it may be baby girl. And in Hindi, when we are talking about the कि बेटा आने वाला है या बच्चा आने वाला है, बहुत कम लोग बोलते हैं कि बच्ची भी हो सकती है. So it's a scary moment for the mother also, that if there will be a girl child, then what will happen? And later on we'll go to purchase some toys for the baby. And here you can see your screen. Then first screen is about the that you can find that whenever you put the Google search toys for baby girl, and you can find the toys which are dolls, makeup kit, kitchen set, something like that. Very rare you found the cars or something like that, or doctor set. But whenever you search toys for the baby boy, you can find cars, cycles, and something like that. And very interesting thing that girls are denoted pink and boys are denoted as blue. So with from the very starting, we are just discriminate the gender in the girls, and we just show them that you are only for the kitchen chores, you are only for the you are only for doing some makeup, and you can make yourself go only for beauty. While when we are just purchasing the toys, we are telling to our children that you could be a good pilot, you could be a doctor, you could be a good player. So we start the discrimination from the very early stage of the children. So, but now here you can see the reference also. Its reference is from 11 June 2021. The gross enrollment ratio in education for 18 to 23 year in higher education for the India, that is 27.1%. And in this ratio, the females are higher than male, 27.3 for female, while the 26.9 is for male. So you can see that in higher education, females are more than male, but still, as they are going for the further research as well as postdoctorate, the ratio become down. And gross enrollment ratio up to 11% over in a period of 5 years. Female enrollment increased by 18% in last 5 years in the field of education. According to data from 451 research, a technology industry research firm, women now make up 34% of IT workforce in India. So if we'll see the Indian IT workforce, we can find there is a 50-50 ratio. But if you go for the higher position, we'll find very rare female on the higher position in the field of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Women make up only 28% of the workforce in science, technology, and engineering and mathematics, and the gender gap particularly high in some of the fastest growing and highest paid job. Like in previous slide, I said that the women are very few women are on the higher positions. Though there is a 50-50 participation in the field of STEM, but still on higher position there is very few females are there. And this is this reference I got from the Economic Times. And women make the total graduates of science and technology, but just 14% of scientists, only 14% of scientists, engineers, and technologists research development industries and university. Though women's reach, lots of women are going in the field of STEM, but still only 40% reaches get the position of scientists, engineers, and technologists. And this data is from the India Together organization. And there is still substantial gender division in STEM because there is some leaky pipeline. Why we are saying the leaky pipeline? Because whenever we see the previous slides, that approximate the percentage of women is more than male in the higher education, but still on the higher position, females are very less. So where these females are gone? And most of us who just completed their masters in STEM division, they are assume, and even they face the things. When we got admission in the masters, we were more than boys. But when we go in the field of research, there will be very few reached in the field of research. So where these female are gone, though they will get their education in the field of STEM. And later on, when we go to field of postdoc, there is one unique set of issues. Part of the educational pipeline and also seen as a transition period prior to the academic career. Because most of the time, either girls completing their PhD, they got the job and they are not able to complete their postdoc, or somewhere there is an issue to get the educational leave, or some other family issues are not help to the girl to complete their postdoc also. So if you'll see, there are too much issues why women are not too much in the field of STEM. That is gender stereotype. Gender stereotype, we can say that still the family is the first priority of the female. And therefore, in most of family, still she is not getting support from the family member, their counterpart, to cooperate to do their work. Therefore, most of the time, though after getting the good job, a female come back and she left the job, or she is not continue her career. Gender stereotyping of subjects. There's one most important thing, like initially we learn that initially we think, and even we listen most of the people, that female cannot do good in science and maths. Later on, female start making her place in the field of science and mathematics, but still most of the sector in the field of science and technology, people are saying that female can't do. And there we can find the result, still lots of females are not getting that particular subject area because of the stereotyping of subject. Social stereotypes, we can find lots of social stereotypes in our circle, like family strictness, like क्या कहेंगे लोग, सबसे important thing, क्या कहेंगे लोग. If girl is unmarried, then why she is going out? If girl is married, then why she is not completing both work outside as well as inside? Still lots of places we can find. Exceptional cases are also there for the metropolitan cities. role of women in family, and as all the women are facing the problem still in the family, because women are doing lots of work in the family. She is pursuing triple responsibility for the family. First of all, she is working for their family. Second, she is working for their work. Third, she is working for the all social responsibilities. And the last important thing, lack of role models. Though there are lots of role models in the field of STEM for the females, but still we are not singing their songs. We are not able to know that who are these scientists who were named themselves in the field of science. And here we can see a picture. This picture is more than 1,000, because from the initial stage we start reading and studying history. And whenever we start about the reading or studying about the ancient people, every time we are telling the ancient man, the hunter. Why we cannot think that ancient female could be hunter? In our textbook, we are saying man, the protector and provider. Why only man is the protector and provider? If in some family there is no man, then who is the protector or provider? And man, the tool maker. And though now we know that lots of females are engineers, they are making tools, but still you can see whatever we are reading, that is man is a tool maker. Man developed lots of tools for the in the field of civilization. It's a very interesting thing that all of we know, we forget the achievements of women. Everyone know about the William Herschel. Here he discovered Uranus in 1781. But no one know about his sister, because though his sister worked together in the discovery of the Uranus. But in very few books, we are able to read the name of his sister. So here is a missing role model. So because of this, we are not able to make our place in the field of STEM. Recognition, lack of recognition. In India, this is a big award, Shanti Swarup Bhatnagar Award. And if we'll go the website of Shanti Swarup Bhatnagar Award, we will find that we cannot find at least one scientist every year achieve this award. Though this award given to 10 scientists every year, but we cannot assume that only one scientist is not able to get this award. Second, INSA. INSA is the highest Indian National Science Academy, where we are very few females got the INSA fellowship. Similarly, FRS. Since after independence, there is up to now there is only FRS, female FRS from India. She got this Fellow of Royal Society in 2021, and the same for the Nobel. Female are working, dedicatedly working, but they are not getting the recognition. In the if we'll tell about the India, our first Indian graduate, Kadambini Ganguly, medical. She completed her medical graduation in 1884 from Bengal Medical College, but she took lot of effort. She do lot of effort to take admission in that college. And because that time medical college was not given admission to the girls student, and according to the society, the medical profession for the girls is just like a midwife work. And after getting the degree, most of the people are knowing to her as the midwife, not considered as a doctor. Chandramukhi Bose, she is the also first Indian graduate. She's from Dehradun. She waited her graduation degree for the 4 year, though she completed this her degree, but school management was not able to give the degree because she was female. One interesting thing, Dr. Kamla Shinai, she is the first Indian woman who get the PhD in science. And it's a very interesting fact that Nobel Prize winner, Dr. C.V. Raman, rejected her application for the research because she is a female. Biba Chaudhary. Nowadays, we are knowing about the Biba Chaudhary, but still very few person know about the Biba Chaudhary, that the astronomical star name on her name. She is Indian physicist, and when she took admission in the field of physics, till that time, it was considered that physics is a subject for the male, not for the female. Tessie Thomas. Tessie Thomas is a missile lady. And one interesting fact, she's working in DRDO and she's a missile lady. And one interesting thing is that DRDO was established in 1958. And after that to now, lots of women scientists worked in DRDO. But after more than 60 years, Tessie Thomas was able to get the position to lead any missile project. Till that, not a single woman were able get the position to head any missile project. And all the previous things were the history. But Nobel laureate in 2015, Tim Hunt, he thinks that female scientists cause trouble if they are working with men in same lab. He said that whenever female are working all together, men fall in love, and when if you say something to her, she'll cry. So it's a thinking in 2015 when we are saying that we will liberalize. We are thinking about the female. It means here is still need to think about the female who should work in the lab with the male, altogether the male. Though we are saying nowadays female are getting recognized in the field of STEM, but there, as I say in my previous slide, there is some people leaky pipeline. Lots of women are working in research in the field of STEM, but up to now only 3 female get a PhD, and Donna Strickland is the 3rd female physicist who received Nobel Prize in the field of physics. To increase the women participation in STEM, Government of India take lots of initiative, and therefore the first name is DST, Department of Science and Technology. Department of Science and Technology developed a women scientist cell, and for that all the girls who dropped out from their career can apply for the project in the Women Scientist scheme as Women Scientist A, Women Scientist B, and Women Scientist C. Eligibility criteria in each and every Women Scientist scheme is the different. You may go to the website of the DST. You can find the all eligibility criteria for all these schemes. There is one scheme for the Kiran that is also for women. There is some more scheme which is only related to the women who left their studies are not able to complete their research can pursue these schemes, can follow up, do their research, and continue their career in the field of science and technology. Recently, DST launched a power grant also under the SERB, and you can apply in the field of SERB also. Similarly, Department of Biotechnology is having the cell of a women scientist, and all the students who are drop out from their studies, take a break from their career, can apply in the DBT for the women scientist scheme. UGC is having a scheme for the completion of the PhD degree if a woman are not able to complete their PhD. UGC also funded to the women for the completion of the PhD degree in the field of science technology. Women Science Panel also created in the Indian Science Academy to promote the work of the women scientist in the field of STEM. A part of this government organization, there are lots of non-government organizations also working for the women to create their career in the field of STEM, and like L'Oreal Fellowship, OWSD organization. OWSD organization is an international organization, provide the platform to the women for the research as well as for the masters inside India as well as outside India. So for all these things, we are having a lot of opportunities in the field of STEM. Science is not like something very hard stuff. It's need dedication. If we are able to do something dedicatedly, we can make our place in the field of STEM. So there are some recommendation. If we'll do on that, we'll be able to make our space in the field of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Some recommendations are common. Some are for the working place as well as some are for the students. Get girls interested in science and engineering. Spread the word about girls and women's achievement in math and science. Teach girls the intellectual skills, including special skills are required. Teach students about stereotype threat and promote a growth mindset environment. Because if we're not able to promote a growth mindset environment, we cannot think that our upcoming generation could be do better than us. So there is very important thing, we should promote a growth mindset environment. The talented and gifted programs should send to the message that they value growth and learning, encourage children to develop their special skills. Most of the time we are able to see that in classroom some children are not too much interested in other subject, but they are doing very well in the field of science, technology, or mathematics. So most of the time teachers are discourage this kind of children, because all the teachers found wants to from the children that they should give the importance of their own subject. But it's very wrong, because inheritance that kid is having very special skill, that particular skill. So we should encourage that type of kid to do their work with interest. That will encourage the children to do in the field of science, technology, and mathematics. Help girls recognize their career relevant skill. Most of the times girls are not able to understand what they want to be, because most of the time there is a target that after the graduation or as well as after the post graduation, there is a boundary line of the marriage. So help, it's a responsibility of the family also to help the girls to recognize their career relevant skill. If someone want to become a homemaker, that is her own choice. But if someone want to become and want to do something new, something special for her career, so we should allow to them, and we should cooperate to them, so that the girl will be able to make her space in the field of STEM. Make performance standard and exceptions clear, expectations clear. Create college environment which support women in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. College environment also should be like that women in science, technology, and women could do good in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, because most of the time whenever we are working in the laboratories, so there is no time-bound program. You can stay in the laboratories. So if college environment is quite good, we'll be able to stay in our laboratories up to late night or up to evening. Otherwise, it will be very difficult for the girl to complete their experiment in a time-bound situation, and then she'll not be able to do good with her experiment. And there is some recommendation for the students also. Actively recruit women into STEM. Send an inclusive message about who make a good science and engineering student. Emphasize real life application in early STEM courses. Talk professors about stereotype, threat, and benefit of a growth mindset. Make performance standard and exceptions clear in STEM course. Take protective steps to support women STEM majors. For example, sponsor social event to help integrate women into the department, provide to student lounge, open to all students. Encourage interaction outside of class, or sponsor a woman in a STEM major. There is some recommendation for faculty also. Conduct developmental review to assess the climate of the female faculty. Ensure mentoring for all faculty. Support faculty work-life balance with stop tenure clock policies and on-site childcare. Keep your biases and mindset to take a step to correct them. Raise awareness about bias against women in STEM fields. Create clear criteria for success and transparency in the classroom and the workplace. If you are not able to create the clear criteria for the success or transparency in the evaluation, it will be very difficult for the women, for anyone to do their best in the classroom. So these are some recommendations also. Still, there is a big sky of the STEM, and nowadays in each and every field, females are making their place. All the government organization providing places to the female to make her space. It's necessary to go to the government organization and search the schemes provided by the government to encourage the female in the field of STEM. So it's a really history or just his story. So most of the time we are reading history, but it's just his story. Now time to create her story. Thank you. So if there is any question, you may call us. I'm not able to hear you. Please unmute.
Thank you, ma'am, for wonderful presentation. And it's my request to all the participants, if they have any queries regarding the presentation, you may ask, madam. I think there is no question, ma'am. So thank you, ma'am.
Most welcome.
Now we will move next speaker. I would like to invite our next speaker, Dr. N. Josna, Program Coordinator, Krishi Vigyan Kendra, Senapati, Manipur, to deliver a talk on livelihood generation through Women Technology Park in the state of Manipur.
Good afternoon. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Good afternoon, Kurunjari. Thank you so much. Myself, Dr. Kanzam Tilotama, is going to participate and deliver today's talk on behalf of Dr. N. Josna, as she has some unavoidable circumstances suddenly. She asked me to convey apology to the organizer. Let me share my screen. So it's visible.
No, ma'am, it's not visible.
Okay, let me. It's visible now.
Still not, ma'am.
Still not.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's visible now.
It's visible. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Just a minute. It's a great privilege for us for giving the opportunity to obtain and share some knowledge on livelihood generation through Women Technology Park in the state of Manipur, which is being organized under Vigyan Utsav as a part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. The world of science and technology is historically a male domain, but many pioneering women get cast against predominantly male preserve. So we need more women to involve in science and technology to change the world. Women Technology Park is one of the initiatives taken up by SIT Division, Department of Science and Technology, Government of India, to implement science and technology for women with a view to empowering women through inputs of science and
Ma'am, your presentation, your PPT is not visible.
PPT is not visible. Oh, I'm changing. It's changed, no, not.
No, ma'am, it's blank.
So let me share again.
Okay, ma'am.
It's visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Again, it's not visible, ma'am.
It's not visible.
Yes, ma'am.
No.
Ma'am, when it maximizes, like at that time, it's not visible.
Okay, then I will not maximize it. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Now it's visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. This Women Technology Park act as a single window hub for convergence of diversified technologies leading to socio-economic development of women through capacity building and adoption of location-specific technologies. Diverse technology areas like agriculture, including fisheries, animal husbandry, horticulture technologies, aromatic and medicinal plants, forestry, alternate livelihood, post-harvest technologies, natural resources, resource management, health and sanitation occupation hazards, rural development, rural industry, rural engineering, etc. form the core areas of interventions for women technology park. Now it's moved. Hello, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
It's moved, slides moved.
Yeah, it's not moving, ma'am. This one is the first slide, I think. Yeah, it's second.
Now it's moving.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am, it's moving.
Okay, thank you. When we look throughout the tribal women of Manipur, particularly Senapati district, they have the potential for empowering themselves in the field of science and technology. So, Tribal Women Technology Park was implemented by Foundation for Environment and Economic Development Services PITS Manipur in the year 2014-15 with the support of SID DST New Delhi, the PI Dr. and Josna, Senior Scientist, KBK Senapati Manipur. I am also one of the co-scientists of the project. Women play a great role worldwide in agriculture. Agricultural activities, there is no exception to Senapati district. The women, farm women in the project area are below average in technical empowerment in the sphere of agriculture and with low income that compel them to lead a marginalized life. There exists a big gap in technical know-how and productivity in the field of agriculture. Women generally rear livestock as backyard activities in the project area with meager profit and also carry out all the agricultural farm operations right from land preparation to harvesting and storage of crops. Exchange. Slide move. Slides moving. Hello?
Yes, ma'am, the slide is visible and it's moving.
Okay, thank you. Women participation in agriculture as a matter of fact has tremendous impact on agriculture production system. However, the women folk in general of the district carry out all these farm activities in an unorganized, very unscientific ways. Under such socio-economic and farming situation, the intervention of organizations like science and technology is urgently called out. Why we need women technology park? Why is it necessary? More than 90% of the agricultural workforce constitute women. Forest area covers more than 70% of the total geographical area in the Senapati district. Inaccessibility and absence of infrastructural facilities are the other factors that add to its backwardness of the state. Lack of knowledge about modern farming technologies, and there exists a big gap in technical know-how and its productivity in the field of agriculture. We have 4 components. They are animal husbandry technology, post-harvest technology of fruits and vegetables, protected cultivation technology, sericulture technology. We have selected 11 villages from the 2 blocks of the Senapati district, that is Kampopi block and Tadubi block. This are the project area. The project, area, in the project area, we have selected 11 numbers of existing women self-help groups from the project area with 162 direct beneficiaries, that is 162 tribal women, and more than 1,000 indirect tribal women beneficiaries. The project is implemented with the objectives, that is, to provide technologies for sustainable utilization of natural resource for livelihood generation, to provide opportunities for better utilization of waste, or byproducts for income generation, to develop individual and group entrepreneurship, to provide training and backward and forward linkages. Especially the main objective is income generation for local tribal women by transferring technologies to them by hands-on skill training. These are the methodologies followed. Again, we have 3 numbers of extension literature for the benefit of beneficiaries and other stakeholders. They are package of practices of mulberry plantation, package of practices of silkworm rearing, and value addition in fruits and vegetables. About 32 numbers of skill training program were conducted in 3 different areas, that is animal husbandry technology, post-harvest technology of fruits and vegetables, protected cultivation technology, and sericulture technology for empowering tribal women, technically participated by more than 1,000 tribal women. And we have the component-wise presentation. Under the components, animal husbandry technology, we have piggery with improved breed, crossbred Hampshire, turkey bird, duckery with white Pekin, khaki Campbell. These are some activities under the component animal husbandry. The tribal women can earn as an average a net profit of rupees 86,000 from each unit. Its unit size is 6 piglets and 100 poultry birds. And the component post-harvest technology of fruit and vegetables includes value addition of vegetables and fruits, including wild edible fruits such as wild gooseberry, wild apple, wild berries, wild figs, peach, plum, etc. These wild edible fruits are found plenty in the district. And these are some activities undertaken in post-harvest technology of fruits and vegetables. And this slide indicates on an average rupees 90,000 is a net profit, net income could be realized from each unit. Unit size is 500 kg production capacity. Protected cultivation technology is used to make vegetables such as chilies, tomatoes, etc., and flowers like hybrid orchids available round the year by providing suitable micro environments. These are some activities under the component. Trainings at vegetable demo unit at village level, participation in the flower exhibition. This is the low-cost protected cultivation of flower. About 60,000 could be earned as net profit from each unit of area measuring 900 square feet polyhouse. And under the component sericulture technology, 0.5 acre of mulberry plantation was taken off initially for silkworm rearing for each unit. And these are some activities under the component. On an average of rupees 38,000 as net profit per year could be earned from the sale of cocoon per unit. Unit size 0.5 acres mulberry plantation, 200 disease-free laying silkworm capacity. And this is the input distributions to beneficiaries, members of self-help group visiting to the demo unit, visit by expert committee members. This slide indicates the sum of the income earned from the four components the enterprises with the total net profit of rupees 2,74,000 per year per park. And we have some technological backup and linkages there. Krishi Vigyan Kendra Senapati, Department of Sericulture, Government of Manipur, Department of Life Sciences, Manipur University, Central Agricultural University, Imphal, ICAR Manipur Center, Department of Veterinary and Animal Husbandry, Government of Manipur, Department of Forestry, Government of Manipur. Marketing backup and linkage, that is the business model. There are Myra Foods Imphal, Zara Foods Senapati, direct selling by self-help group, wholesaler Imphal for cocoon, slaughterhouse and poultry cell outlet, 2 numbers of outlet for flowers at Karong Bazaar and Bayangkang village in the district. And as a summary, we have 160 tribal women were involved in Kangpopi and Tadubi blocks of Senapati district. The intervention met were animal husbandry, protected cultivation, post-harvesting technology, and sericulture. 11 numbers of self-help groups were formed consisting of about 15 women per self-help group. These women were trained at regular interval on the different selected interventions, that is components. A regular and periodic visit by the staff of project implementing agency was made to the project site for close monitoring and to provide spot solution to the problems related to self-help groups activities. Productivity and income derived from its enterprises were considered for assessing the progress of the project. On an average, each self-help group could earn a net profit of rupees 2,74,000 per year from the combined 4 numbers of intervention. A demo unit comprising of 4 number of so selected components has also been set up in the 5th campus for the purpose of training and demonstration of the beneficiaries and even the non-target beneficiaries. In short, all the 4 interventions have been found to be techno-feasible and economically viable in the 2 selected villages of Senapati district. It is envisioned that the 4 selected enterprises can be replicated, extended to the region having similar soil and agroclimatic conditions. Infrastructural facilities and technologies employed are found to be tribal women friendly as perceived by them. In case of sustainability, presently all the units, enterprises are running sustainably and have become the center of learning for other fellow tribal women. That is, our demo unit in the campus of FITS becomes the knowledge hub for other tribal women. So, many farmers in India depend on agriculture and allied fields for their livelihood. So, we have one quotation from M.S. Swaminathan, father of India's Green Revolution. He said, "The future of food security will depend on a combination of the ecological prudence of the past and the technological advances of today." Just like we need food security, just like we need to heal our soul. So plant your own garden and decorate your own soul instead of waiting for someone to bring you flowers. Veronica A. Soapstone, an author and a poet. We would like to thank Department of Science and Technology, Ministry of Science and Technology, Government of India, New Delhi, Krishi Vigyan Kendra Senapati, Manipur, and Arunachal Pradesh State Council for Science and Technology, Department of Science and Technology, Government of Arunachal Pradesh. Thank you for patient listening. Thagat Chari.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am, for your detailed presentation in a lucid way, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Okay, ma'am, we can take few queries from our audience. Is there any queries?
Yes, please.
Audience? I feel like today our audience is very lazy. Anyway, ma'am, thank you so much for accepting our invitation to present.
Thank you.
Today's webinar, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you so much from our side.
Okay, okay, thank you, ma'am. So we will head to our next presentation. on establishment of sanitary napkin production unit and its role in women empowerment in district Namsai by Dr. Silavati Monglai. She is the president of Khun Ta Now Welfare Society, Namsai, Arunachal Pradesh. Ma'am.
Hello.
Hello, yes, ma'am.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good
See, my
afternoon.
net is a bit problematic, okay, out here in Namsai. The net is
Okay. The network.
okay. I will try to say.
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah, I'll try to share my screen.
Okay.
My internet connection is unstable, they're saying. You can see this one?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'll just start. A very good afternoon to one and all. Hello?
Yes, ma'am. We can hear you, ma'am.
You can hear, no? You
Yes,
okay. Well, I'm here to talk about a topic on establishment of sanitary napkin production unit and its role in women empowerment in Namsai district of Arunachal Pradesh. Myself, I'm Dr. Silauti Monlai, presently the Khungtang Welfare Society's president. So please excuse me if the net problem out here is very bad. Know a little bit before we go into this main topic, let us know about our NGO. Our NGO Khungtang Welfare Society was established and it is registered under the Arunachal Pradesh Society Registration 1860. And we do have a Niti Aayog registration too. Our NGO is mainly, they are women-based NGO, and we believe in our, working for the local people in the very ground level. This one, so that it lasts for more and it is more effective for us. And then the same about us, we can talk about sustainable activities, which will enhance the economical upgradation to women empowerment. Now, when we talk about the establishment of the napkin production, obviously our objective was to establish a very low-cost sanitary napkin production unit. With our main targets were the dropout students, and then the women sector of the age between 25 to 45. So we concentrated into this, and then we tried to supply sanitary napkins at an affordable price. This is our objective. And then to improvise the economic condition of the women and provide them to the opportunity for augmenting their income so that they become independent. Once they are, empowered with monetary, themselves, and self-confidence flows into them. So the next is to create awareness among the rural girls and women on issues of menstruation, hygiene, and management. I'll come to this later on. Now let us know the backup partners that we do have. Arunachal Pradesh State Council for Science and Technology, Department of Science and Technology, local bodies of Namsai State Legislative Assembly. So I'm talking about the MLA-led fund, and then the District Industry Department of Arunachal Pradesh. So this is the journey from 2008. I have got lots of photos. So I'll be talking based on the photographs and I will be giving a background talk about that. So our journey began way back in 2018. 2018, when Arunachal Pradesh State Council for Science and Technology, in association with Priyanshu and NGO of Bhopal, they approached us to search the beneficiaries with regards to sanitary napkin. So that was our kick point when we started taking the sanitary pad napkin production. They are the ones. So Madam Yumbi is associated with you all. So she was one very kind lady who has, been there for us all through this journey of 10 days during this one. And we have taken the training, and since then we have taken up, this as one of the important tools, along with our other skill developmental activities, be it mushroom cultivation, value addition, local fish production, animal husbandry, and organic farming, etc. This sanitary pad making has become one of our important tools to empower our young girls, dropout girls, and all those, women who are trying to enhance their condition with regards to being a skilled one, so that they can earn something for themselves. And this could, enhance their family, this one condition, and also this can also empower the society as a whole. As our main motto is, to skill our dropout adolescent girls and also women who are in need of grooming to uplift their economic conditions. Our our NGO identifies selected sectors, because for this work, Namsai district is we are having Lekang cycle and Chokham circle. It is a quite vast, big, this one. So we are just identifying that are selected, few which are there in our block, that is Namsai block. So they're working along with the Anganwadi workers. And so we have selected there are around 118 sectors. And here, I must say that we have nearly taken in our wing, around 70 sectors so far. We are giving them training, and few of them are supplying us, this one home-based sanitary, which we are collecting and bringing back to the unit. Bringing back to the unit so that it gets sanitized, and then it goes out later for a packaging, and then it goes out to the selling sources, like to the garden, this one workers, people who take them to the shopkeepers. So the outlets of marketing and all, it goes after that, after the collections that are being made from the houses. Okay. So this is our journey from 2018 to 2022 that we have seen. You can see in the picture that way back we started with a manual, this one. So you can see the photos very well. There are lots of well wishers and the backup department, as I have read out earlier. Now you can see that since our organization is a woman-based organization, we got, after the science and technology of Arunachal Pradesh, you all have supported us. Since then, from a very manual making, hand making sanitary pad to a semi-automatic one, we have gone. We have uplifted ourselves on this regard. Okay, so you can see that in the Women's Day celebration in 2019, we have inaugurated this unit. So now the imparting training on the use and making of sanitary napkins that we were talking about just few minutes back, you can see that DST has taken the pain in the initial year of 2018, and you can see the success right now in 2020-22. So Yongam is one big backbone in this. So this is the semi-automatic setup that we took up in our unit, where we get lots of visitors in this. So you can see we are giving imparting training. This is a recent training which we have given. There are lots of photos. I could not make it due to the lack of time and all. No? So adolescents, hygiene and importance of using sanitary pads. See, now when we talk about this, we talk about giving, supplying sanitary pads to these, women and the young girls. But then they are unaware. When we go to the villages, visit them, we try to talk to them what they are using. And surprisingly, at this age also in Namsai, or you say our part of Arunachal Pradesh, despite urbanization, still there are so many sectors who are using clothes, and they are very unaware, especially the they are still into using the clothes, and it is like it is very unhygienic if they are not kept properly. So we tell them, we aware them about the use of sanitary pads, and they give a feedback like it is costly and all those things. So we say that you should try to save, and when we try to train them, they're happy to join us. So from there we select very few, because we cannot afford to pay all. Once they make the pads, then we pay them on the basis of this one. And this one, it again, our price, it fluctuates based on the raw materials, because the raw materials are imported from Coimbatore, Madras. So it takes lots of the transportation charge, all these expenses, it varies due to the various region. Now, so you can see in 2022, the factors in price rise is so high, So our main motto is to give a reduce or say low cost sanitary pad due to the the raw material procurement and the late arrival of this raw material, the materials like the cotton, wood pulp, sanitary package. Then we talk about this release paper. So these things are not available here nearby market in Tinsukia and all. Okay, so taking those into account, our cost analysis always fluctuates, and that's how, based on the turnover and all, we calculate, and at last we fix our price. So based on that, we even paid our homemade sanitary workers who supplied us, and we bring it back to the unit. So these are the things that we do for establishment of these sanitary pad napkins. You can see the training that we are giving in the rural areas. Our ladies are being taught. Initially, we teach them, for making their hands sit so that they make a proper pads and all. No, if it is uneven, also the consumer or the customer, they might complain. In fact, in the earlier also they used to complain, and so after all those feedback, we try to work out means and methods to improvise our sanitary pads. So initially we give them hand training, and then, as I have showed you all in the earlier sector, that it is we are having a semi-automatic machine, but it is not wing to one. It is just a simple this one. So this was sponsored by the MLA-led fund, not the fund has not have not given the fund, but then the machine was given to us. So it was a big bliss. We are upgrading our unit. So in the coming time, we wish Department of Science and Technology, since they are the mother giver to us, no. So I wish that your department take pain in at least adjusting us with the wing one, so that we can compete with the local markets, and it can be locally more, we can market our products, So lastly, I will say that uni in our language means stay safe. So thank you. This is the packaging. This is the recent package we have given, and it costs you can see it's 30. It is almost equal to the market price. But then the packet will show you this. But then you see, when we give it to the local people or whoever procure it, we give them in a reduction price of 24 or 25. Just for the for the main market mafias, we give them 30 rupees. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for sharing your work with us. And also for thanks to your NGO as well for empowering the underprivileged women, ma'am.
Yeah.
So we can have few questions from our audience. Is there any queries? Anyone would like to ask? Okay, so I think no one wants to ask anything. Anyway, thanks again, madam.
Thank you. It was nice, sharing our viewpoints, and thanks for always be there for us. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. So we will now head toward the board of thanks. So I invite Ms. Chukuyaka, Assistant Scientific Officer, APSCS&T, to deliver a board of thanks. Yaka, madam. Yaka, madam, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Madam. Good afternoon, all.
I, on behalf of Arunachal Pradesh State Council of Science and Technology, take this opportunity to express my gratitude to Department of Science and Technology, Government of India, New Delhi, to initiate this program of 1-year celebration of Vigyan Utsav as a part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav under 1 month, 1 theme. And this month, the theme is on women in science and technology in women at state level for Atmanirbhar Bharat. I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks to Dr. Devapriya Datta, Head Scientist G and Advisor C Division, Dr. Rasmi Sharma, Scientist F, and Dr. Ravikant Prajapati, Scientist B, C Division, DST, for their constant supports and guidance for smooth functioning of the program. I would like to thank Sri Bamang Apo, Joint Director, AP State Council of Science and Technology, for the introductory remark talk on success story of Arunachal Pradesh State Council of Science and Technology for women empowerment. I take this opportunity to extend my sincere thanks to Dr. Singlang Konsti, State Council, Science, Technology and Environment Meghalaya, and the representative from Vigyan Kendra Senapati, Feeds Manipur, for sharing their valuable time with us and for presenting very informative session on their work that have been done for women through science and technology in their particular state to empower women for sustainable livelihood. I also would like to thank Dr. Irfana Begum, Project Officer, Educate, Vigyan Prasar, New Delhi, for accepting our invitation and share valuable insight on the theme of women in science and technology in women. Now, I would like to thank Dr. Silawati Monlai, President of Khuntana Welfare Society, Namsai, for sharing their contribution toward women empowerment in the district of Namsai. Thank you so much, ma'am. I extend my hearty vote of thanks to Sri Rishabh Singh, CDEC, for technical support by creating a YouTube channel for its live telecast, which is immensely beneficial for all of us. I also would like to thank all the participants from our state and other State Council of Science and Technology who have joined with us in this program. Your presence is highly appreciated. Finally, I would like to thank Ms. Yombi Yongam, Scientific Officer, for the welcome address, and all the senior officers and officials and my colleague who help us directly or indirectly to host this program successfully. Once again, thank you for being with us in this Zoom meet.
Thank you, Yaka Madam. Now, with this, we will end today's webinar. So thank you everyone for joining us today.
Thank you.
How do we end? Okay.